What's the worst choice your parents forced you to make? When I was 22, my brother David was fighting for custody of his kids after a messy divorce. Our parents sat me down and said I had to choose between being his character witness or taking my dream internship. They were scheduled the same week. For the first week, they kept that promise. Dad researched character witness requirements. Mom helped me draft what I'd say about David's parenting. They were supportive parents, the kind David's lawyer smiled at when we met. Then the pressure started. It began small. Dad would mention how competitive my field was, how internships like this don't come twice. Mom would casually bring up David's chances. He's got a good case even without you there. Soon, I was torn between family loyalty and my future. The internship was with a Fortune 500 company I'd dreamed of working for since college. The testimony was scheduled for the exact same week, 3 states away. By the third week, I was researching flights, trying to do both. My parents kept saying, "It's your call. You can't be in 2 places at once. We understand either choice." One night, agonizing over the deadline, I called them repeatedly for guidance. They just repeated, "Follow your heart. Family will understand." When I chose the internship, the guilt was crushing. David lost partial custody, went from 50-50 to every other weekend. His ex-wife's lawyer painted him as someone whose own family wouldn't show up. The breaking point came 6 months later during a family dinner. David was struggling with limited time with his kids, and I was drowning in guilt. I mentioned how I wished I could have been in 2 places at once that week. "Oh, about that," Mom said casually while passing the potatoes. "The court would have rescheduled if you'd asked. Most judges accommodate witness availability for family court." My fork stopped halfway to my mouth. "What?" "Character witness testimony can be rescheduled pretty easily," Dad added. "We looked into it after you chose the internship. The court clerk said it happens all the time." That night, I found the documentation online. A simple request for witness schedule accommodation, standard procedure that takes 24 to 48 hours to approve. My parents had known this information the entire time. After David heard the truth, I filed for an appeal hearing. My parents were shocked, genuinely confused why I would make drama when everything had worked out for the best. I got the internship. David was building a new life. Everyone was moving forward. The family court judge reviewed the original case, noting that character witness availability had been a factor in the custody decision. He asked my parents directly if they'd known about scheduling accommodations during my original conflict. They couldn't lie under oath. I testified about David's parenting 6 months later than planned. The judge adjusted his custody to 70-30 in David's favor when I was 23. 3 years later, my parents called about their marital problems. They wanted family therapy scheduled the same week as my promotion interviews. "We need you," they said. "Family has to be there for each other." I agreed to meet them at the therapist's office. When our name was called, I stood up and said, "I hope you learn to be honest with each other." Then I walked out and went to my promotion interview. David and I spent that evening celebrating my new position at our apartment together. He has full custody now, and his kids call me their favorite aunt.